I'm 25 years old, and I've been hunting deer now probably, well, I killed my first one when I was 6, so 19 years in. And hunted a lot with rifles and stuff, but my favorite weapon to take out is definitely a bow. My favorite thing to do is hunt out of a tree stand. And of course, I'd say probably hunting out of a tree stand is a little more dangerous than hunting on the ground because it involves a lot more putting up the stand, climbing up in the stand and things. So there's a lot of precautions a person definitely needs to take while he's putting up deer stands and setting in on different things. The dangerous part of bow hunting out of deer stands is probably the installing your deer stand, putting them up. I try to pay a little more attention to it now. I got a family and stuff, and I kind of realize how careful a person really needs to be. But taking stands out by myself and cutting limbs and climbing up in the trees and locking the stands on the trees and attaching the steps would definitely probably be the most dangerous. And I'd say a person, what I've learned is to always take somebody with you. Don't ever be out there by yourself doing it just in case something does happen. But while you're sitting in the stand too, I've started the past 3 or 4 years now, I wear a safety belt anytime I'm in the tree. Because, I mean, you get up there and what really made me start thinking about it was I caught myself sitting in a deer stand several times when I was 19, 20 years old. And you'd be sitting there and you think you're wide awake, but I'd catch myself dozing off. And once you get to that point, you don't have no control if you go to sleep or whatever, and you could fall out of a deer stand. So I decided that it'd be a very wise idea to start wearing a safety harness. When I don't remember how exactly old I was, but probably 16 or 17, I took my sister with me, and we was bow hunting. And at the time, we wasn't wearing safety harness or nothing. And we climbed up in the deer stand, and she was sitting beside me, and I wasn't really paying attention to her. I was watching for deer, but I noticed her kind of drifting around. I didn't know if she was looking around or whatever. So I turned around and looked, and I noticed she had fell asleep and was actually falling out of the deer stand. And I reached over and grabbed her by the shirt, and she woke up, and I jerked her back up in the deer stand. But that, scared me to death there for a minute, and did her too. And that really brought to my realization how dangerous and how quick something can happen that you're not expecting. You're sitting up there, you're fine, nothing going on, but then just as before you can realize that something can happen, no matter if you're a avid hunter or if you're an amateur. There's no being an amateur and not being used to things can cause accidents, but whenever you're up there, there's no telling what's liable to happen, whether you've been doing it all your life or you've been doing it just a few days. If you fall asleep, if something breaks, if a stand gives, that's just things that could happen to anybody. So I'd advise you, whether you're just starting or whether you've been hunting all your life, if you haven't ever used a safety harness, to start using it, because it's worth it to you, yourself, and your family to wear that. And you can buy them now that's lightweight. You put them on, they don't get in your way, and there's no reason. It takes 2-3 minutes to put on and set up. There's no reason for you not to take care of your life and protect yourself.